Hello Sangha, welcome to the Abbots Address. Today is Friday, March 31st, 2017. So I had all these things to talk about. I'll talk about them briefly. First one, okay, so the second hindrance to practice is ill will. And that's where we sit there and we're trying to engage in our work. And then we end up having this sense of aversion, the sense of repulsion or needing to get away or reject or whatever. And so the basic quality for that is that you want to cultivate sort of not buying into it. And then if it's around a certain person or yourself or situation, then you can just, if you need to, apply the antidote of cultivating a practice of wishing well for the people involved, including yourself. But just to simply notice the irritation, the agitation that's arising in your practice and actually see that that's what it is. Recognize that the irritation is there, see it, acknowledge it, let it go, and then just come back to the moment. And you may be practicing in a context of irritation, so be it. In a way, it's perfect and complete just as it is, let it be there. And then also let it go and stick to the moment, see. And then this antidote of metta, basically, of wishing yourself and others goodwill. It's not that complicated. The most tricky thing about it is when you don't notice that a feeling of agitation, irritation, repulsion, disgust, all these different things, that basically the sense of pushing away starts to take over. So you want to make sure that you see it, acknowledge it, let it go, and come back home. Fine. Second thing was some conversation briefly about the postulants, because they're doing great. They're in the midst of their formation program now, public discerning of the possibility of ordained life. We've talked about this, and I wanted to just draw a little distinction here and this to say that the priestly vocation and the priestly expression is not synonymous with the teaching vocation, expression, or empowerments. Okay, so they're obviously they can be very intertwined in a person, fine, but not necessarily so. Okay, and so the track towards priestly ordination has the components of pastoral training and care and liturgical abilities, the ability to understand the ritual and how it works and how to use it and why, and in alignment with Buddha Dharma and all that. There's a ton of academic study involved, way beyond just what a normal practitioner might be expected to be involved in. And then there's a sense of an individual priest's personal vocation and mission and what that looks like, what's unique about that person's engagement in their vocation, and then also the general one of responding to the call of the abbot, responding to the call of the Sangha, to the furtherance of the Dharma and the Sangha and everything that we do. So those are the components. Now, teaching has to do with, in our lineage, the way it works is when a student ordained or not, okay, when they get to a point in their practice where Dawn and I, as guiding teachers of the Sangha at this time, decide, okay, this person is ready, then they become acknowledged as what's called a Shuso, which is the head seat or the chief disciple of that Ango training period. And then they shall be, for 90 days, the front example of what practice is supposed to look like. And then at the end of that 90-day training period, then they shall engage in giving their first actual Dharma talk and engaging in Dharma combat with the community. And that's not, ordination is not a prerequisite for that in any kind of a way. They're sort of parallel tracks, different tracks. So you may well see some of the postulants become novices and somewhere in their novitiate, or maybe after it become acknowledged as Shuso. And you may well see folks who are not in the ordination track connect with the Shuso business of being a chief disciple. And then there are various levels of empowerment and acknowledgement. So at that point, someone would become a senior student, an actual senior student in the Sangha, and they would have increasing abilities to participate in and to assist the teaching of the abbot. and the Sangha, all the way through. Okay, so that's a little bit of clarification on those points. But the main thing I want to do is show you some sounds. This is what I'm really feeling right now. Check it out. Okay, here. After all that, we land in a major tonality. Who knew? Okay, everybody. Hope your Ango practice is doing well. Practice is strong, and hope to see you in the Zendo soon.